bardzo serdecznie w kolejnym odcinku serii Vampyr. I właśnie rozpoczynamy kolejną rozgrywkę. Jesteśmy po pogrzebie siostry. Serdecznie w 9. odcinku. Zobaczymy, co teraz się ciekawego wydarzy, jak dalej nas ta gra poprowadzi i co pokaże. Także mam nadzieję, że wszyscy jesteśmy gotowi na to. Okej. Tutaj sobie zakończyliśmy pewne kwestie. A, bo jesteśmy w dokach. Tak, ja sobie to wszystko badałem ogólnie. Chcę poznać lepiej tą dzielnicę właśnie w dokach. Wszystkich też mieszkańców. Otrzymaliśmy w ostatnim odcinku również bardzo fajne rzeczy dotyczące właśnie tego, co możemy wytwarzać. Jest to między innymi, są to środki na ból głowy i tak dalej. To bardzo mi się podoba. A, i tutaj jest to skończone na tym moście, jednak cofnąłem, bo stwierdziłem, że to nie o to im po prostu chodziło, nie? W tej całej zabawie. 13 poziom. A tu już są mieszkańcy. Myślałem, że to jacyś wojownicy, którzy chcą nas załatwić. Jakieś misje.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. It's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just wanted to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
No? Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
Proszę, proszę.
Do you require medical assistance?
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients. Yeah. I could use some help. On several matters, in fact.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
A, osobiste pytanie nie ma co. Okej, czyli tak, mamy coś tutaj 1500, zyskuje zdrowie. Dobra,
Goodbye, Mr.
większość się
Fishburne.
dowiedzieliśmy. Mamy żebraków.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
What do you do around?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
What can you tell?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people...
They call me Roof.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know.
Gość, który przynudza.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home. You're sleeping rough.
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
This city has abandoned so many of its children. It's tragic.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Okej.
So long, Roof.
So love to gaze at the stars.
A, czy on czasem...
Evening, Roof.
Evening,
Do you need help?
a real doctor caring about me. That's a first.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So long, Rufus.
No, co już
Be
zaczęli się...
careful. Take care.
Lepsze leczenie się zaczęło.
I've lived worse.
It's locked, all right.
Am I really cursed? It explains so much.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in? I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most these days.
Zrobimy jej lekki... Tutaj, kurczę, rewizję. O, ulubione płytki.
Last time I had a good sleep. I've been nothing but worry.
No, słuchajcie, sporo fajnych rzeczy, naprawdę.
Please don't stay too long, sir.
It's locked, all right.
Alright.
So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you could just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
May I ask?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed.
No to tak nieładnie tak pytać.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How do you pay the rent then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
Goodbye,
Aj, miałem jeszcze zapytać o leczonko.
What can I do?
Mrs. Fishburne.
I am fine.
Okej.
Goodbye, Miss Fish.
Do not worry. Go now,
Please don't stay.
Mr. Vampyr. Proszę, proszę. Nie, to jest ten młody chłopak. A to jest ten gość, dobra. Dobra, szpital cię potrzebuje i tak dalej. O, nice. To jest kurde. Kozako, nie? Hajsy. Ciekawe jak to hajs na ulicy zostawia. Jakiś bogaty chyba.
Good evening, sir. I'm amazed you made it back to the docks alone. Good for you.
Wygląda jakby się
Well, I
dentalnie
could say
doczytały.
the same about you, young man. More to the point, who the hell are you?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
And I am Archer Woodbead. Please excuse my assertiveness. I often forget I'm just an old prune.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
People used to feel safe around here. They had the gangs protecting them. Now all they do is bicker and plot against one another.
Missing the good old days, are you not?
Trust me, son. The longer you live, the less meaning your existence will have. You need to remember the days you still had beliefs.
And what about the gangs?
Back in my day, people trusted the wet boot boys. We looked out for the docks and its families. Nowadays, they're just a bunch of greedy fuckers.
You were a gang member.
I was their leader for a time, believe it or not. Now these bastards act like I'm nothing. Not one of them. They owe me some damn respect.
If you were such a respected figure, surely you have many interesting stories about this part of town.
You bet I do, but make no mistake. I'm no rat, sir. Some secrets are best left buried.
Any remarkable new faces around here?
Nobody. Well, there's that boy Rufus the Curse. I like him, despite the reputation he's made since his parents died. Poor little bastard.
Biedny czy nie biedny, ale też go tam jednak lubi.
Do you still know anyone? From the old days, I mean.
Most of them are dead. I still give Miss Gillingham salutations. She doesn't remember me. She did once like me. Boy, she was a beauty back then.
Who would you trust around here?
The owner of the Turquoise Turtle's a decent fella. Tom's his name. Sean Hampton's all right too. Don't particularly share his religious views. He's quite devout, if you catch my meaning.
I'm sure a district as colorful as the docks must have plenty of stories about strange visitors and creepy characters.
So, you want me to talk about the sewer dog, don't you?
If you don't mind.
The sewer dog is a bitch. Appropriately named. An old woman dressed in rags. She has an elegance, though, despite her ugliness. I saw her once. Scared the life out of me.
Też osobistego jeszcze zdałem mu jakieś pytanka. Widzę, że tutaj mamy
Do
sporo.
you need my medical attention?
I'm as fit as an old dog given the...
Okej.
Have you always been?
It's not bitterness, it's poorly masked disgust. When everything turns to shit, we all have to eat a spoon or two.
With everything that's happened recently, the war, Spanish flu, I must concede that these are difficult times.
A few nights ago, I saw a kid eating a rat. He was right in front of one of those abandoned houses nearby. Just chewing on a living rat's insides.
Tell me about the Wet Boot Boys, Archer. I want to know more.
We were there for the families and each other. It was us against the world. We were vicious, tough, even cruel. But we were united.
You sound like you were some kind of radical union member.
Yes, nowadays the communists and gangs squabble over pointless territory. Sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Tell me everything you know about the Guard of Priwen.
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're vigilantes with military training. Access to some impressive firepower.
And what is your personal opinion about the Guard, then?
This Guard of Priwen is just another gang preying on the young and naive. Preying on people like my boy. I know how it works. I invented it.
Why did your son really join the Guard of Priwen?
If I believed in a higher power, I'd see this as punishment for my own sins. I deserve it for all the young men I enlisted back in the day.
You don't believe in God, though, do you, Mr. Woodbead? So why did he join?
Now I think about it, Andrew joined the Guard, not to defy me, but to follow in my footsteps, to make me proud.
So your son has left you nothing to explain his actions? No letter or message?
Not even a note. I'm a proud man, Dr. Reed, but I would kneel and pray if I thought it would give me my Andrew back.
No
Goodbye.
to już wszystko. Czegoś tam się, słuchajcie, dowiedzieliśmy na temat tych Doki. O kurde. To już dużo osób ogarnęliśmy. Wszystkich oczywiście. Tu też, to są kolejne dzielnice. Gdzie Doki? Doki chcę sobie odkryć dobrze.
Wars never really end.
A stąd chyba uciekałem. Dowozili mnie łodzią do szpitala. To tak pamiętam, kojarzę sobie przynajmniej to miejsce. Tutaj kamerkę zmienię. O no. Już tak ciemno, kurczę. Stawiałem pewne rzeczy. Przepraszam was bardzo, ale już wracam do gierki. Jak coś ciemne, tak zauważyłem, ale nie wpadłem na to. Okej. O, jest ten bar w końcu. Tutaj zmierzałem.
With the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
O, to był ten lekarz. Gdzieś tam taki.
Perhaps I should shut the turquoise for a time.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
Inebriation.
Yes.
Take this, then.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only
What do you do?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am, Doc.
Don't you work?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly. So joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it, and now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is, I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
Why are you so cynical?
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then...
Let me tell you.
A co się
Another
mało
time.
mówisz, tak?
Is there any...
How dare you say...
Troszkę na się pokopiowały te rozmowy.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure, I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no...
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Goodbye. Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
I have nothing to fear from the people round here, miss.
Yeah, I'm a brave woman myself, Dr. Reed, but I'd be a fool to think I'm invincible.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colorful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory, then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Skresne.
Do you require medical...
I'm fine, sir.
Czym są mam podkreślone?
Excuse...
Some
Znaczy,
Goodbye, Miss...
Guys like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as to solve one.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we? Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Or something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
Dobra.
Goodbye, Mr.
Okej, tam powiedział fajnego. Zobaczymy, co ma w kuchni.
Perhaps I should shut the turquoise for a time.
Poor Jack. He didn't deserve this.
So few clients. With the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Okej. Za tym pubem coś jest ciekawego.
I think I'm losing my mind. I should just run as far away from this place as I can.
Pleasure, sir. Been a while since we've seen any new faces round here.
No. Dobra, słuchajcie. Ja na chwilę obecną muszę was przeprosić, potrzebuję przerwy. Zrobię sobie kawkę i zaraz do was wracam. Także 5 minut przerwy dosłownie.
Pleasure, sir. Been a while since we've seen any new faces round here.
For now, everything seems under control, more or less.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this garden. Something, sweetie. My guess is they're recruiting for some vengeance.
In the meantime, the boys are waiting for our... well, for your orders, my sweet queen.
I hope the rumors about Clay are true. Otherwise... Been a while since we've seen any new faces round here. The sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame. Without the wet boots keeping things straight, these parks will be running completely amok.
Okej, moi drodzy,
Pleasure, sir.
już wróciliśmy,
Been a while since we've seen any new faces
także pykamy sobie spokojnie na luzaku.
round here.
Ale zaraz, gdzie ja jestem? Aha, szedłem. Tam jest ten pubik, tak, tak. I tę babeczkę zobaczyłem. Trenuję.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I don't have any money for you leeches.
I'm not here for charity, miss.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
Nie wiem, co to jest. Mąż babki, której wyssałem krew.
Can I offer you my medical help, Miss Cox?
I'm fine, thank
Gdzie
you.
ona miała męża, tego koksa. I ja go... No właśnie, wyssałem krew.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is
Kiedy cmentarne po prostu.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife and his name means something round here.
Are you aware of what happened to him?
Yes. I'm sure he fought till the end and looked death in the eyes. The boys will mourn him. Except one of them, maybe.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
Witam serdecznie, Bartek. Dzisiaj? Możliwe. Jeszcze nie wiem dokładnie, czy będzie Fortnite, czy PUBG, bo w sumie Dzisiaj natchnęło mnie, żeby pograć w PUBG, ale zobaczymy, może Fortnite'ik. Wszystko przed nami. Na razie Vampyr. Także zapraszam do oglądania.
Behind all your crude words and your attitude, I sense romance and a soft heart, Miss Cox.
Romance? I have no time for such rubbish. I use booth like I use everyone else.
Kurczę. Wiesz co, dzisiaj raczej nie. Na chwilę obecną nie organizuję po prostu gierek z widzami, nie? Więc teraz mówię, no zastanawiam się w ogóle, czy dzisiaj będzie jeszcze Fortnite, także... Może next time.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory and this is our law.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Okej. Niestety zrypałem jedną wskazówkę, no. Kurczę.
Can I see what you have?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Ale ołowianych płytek nie ma. Zwyczajny uchwyt to sobie weźmiemy, to się przydaje później. A zwyczajny uchwyt też. Okej. To jest wszystko, reszty mamy dość sporo. Są jeszcze smary, to i fiolki by się przydało, ale żony nie ma. A tam polewka. O, hajsy widzę. Jest. Kto na beczkach hajsy zostawia, kurczę?
You again. What do you want?
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
I think you're wrong. Maybe the docks have always been violent, but you can't say the living don't suffer because of it.
And then what? Let the commies and the anarchists rule? Nah. We're the wet boot boys. Our fathers died on these docks and they belong to us.
Do you need medical help, sir?
I feel fine, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Kurczę, mi odpadła ta gazóweczka, no. Na 3,5 tysiąca. Można ją załatwić jednym słowem, tego gościa też można. Pierwsza za słaby poziom hipnotyzmu. No. Kolejne doki.
I cannot enter.
Okej. Tutaj co jest? Kurczę. Jest są, to już jest dobrze. trupów Digby. Warto może wam to pokazać też potem. Właśnie jest wskazówka dostępna.
You again.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know?
Nic to nie dało w sumie.
Goodbye.
Coś się odblokowało, ale... Znaczy dało to oczywiście, że wskazówka i odkryłem kolejny, tak? 3500 doświadczenia, to bym miał 4000. Można ich zeżreć w sumie. Why should be not? Miejscówki nie widziałem. Zobaczmy sobie jeszcze te śledztwa, bo tu mam ich sporo. Tu jest pan Woodbeat. W manierę. Misja poboczna, sukces, ok. Od dla ofiar. No dobra, idziemy sobie tutaj teraz.
This is a slaughterhouse.
Dobra. Naszyjnik.
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
Zabił jej syna. Żeby stać się, jakim teraz jest.
It's locked.
Raczej zająć tego matce. O, kryjóweczka. Prawdopodobnie. No tak, tak jest. Rozumiem, że jest tu warsztatowe. Jest. Dobra. No tutaj troszeczkę ołowionej płytki już zdobyłem, brakuje mi tylko fragmentu porządnego uchwytu i dalej już będę mieć. Także spoko. 35 to no, że będzie potężny to. Mieczyk smocza zguba. Ten kołek mogę też rozwijać? Kurczę. No proszę, proszę, moi drodzy, teraz będzie potężniejsza. Dobra. Taka policyjna pałka. Dobra, idziemy dalej. Chyba nie tutaj. Tamty muszę znaleźć, tak, muszę dojść do tego pubu. Pubu szedłem tędy. Szedłem tędy. A, tu skończyłem, dobra. To chyba ten dom. Kurde, blaszka. Potrzebuję szczurów. Co mu tu trafiłem? Kurczę, coś mi się tu pomyliło chyba. A może tutaj wracałem? No, tędy szedłem. Już teraz kojarzę tego gościa.
It's locked, all right.
Tak, tu były drzwi zamknięte i tu gdzieś ten głąb jest. No jest tutaj ta łapka.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I...
Of course.
Mr. Doctor.
The epidemic is what worries people most these days.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
What can I do for you, Dr. Reed?
I believe you may find this necklace of interest.
What is it? I don't understand.
It's a gift your son was hoping to give you. But I'm afraid it links him to the nearby murders.
You mean this belongs to one of his victims? Jesus. I knew this day would come. Please, Dr. Reed, accept this for your trouble and leave me be.
This day? You mean you already knew? Are you buying my silence? I will not be an accomplice in this.
What? No. My son's crimes distress me more than you can imagine. But I'm his mother. I love him, I do.
Dobra, dajmy spokój temu wszystkiemu i idziemy dalej.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his, demons.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate his rage. How he feels when he's done it.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child. And he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
Science has only just begun to investigate the mysteries of the human mind. Currently, we have more assumptions than fact.
There ain't no hope then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
I'm convinced you raised Seymour the best you could. You're not responsible for what he became.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Mrs. Fishburne, are you in need of any medical assistance?
I am fine for now, least in body.
Goodbye, Miss...
No dobra.
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most these days.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
I understand your mother's situation. Obtaining justice at the price of betraying her own flesh. It's quite a dilemma.
It might be my mum's wish that I end up swinging from a hangman's noose. But she wouldn't want to be the one who ties a knot round my neck.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them?
Dokładnie.
Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
Spoko.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
That right? Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum, I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
What can you
A shithole filled with mag...
Is there...
Well,
Czy no?
Are you...
no.
Brakło mi jednej wskazówki, żeby zażreć, bo to tutaj już nie mam w ogóle żadnych... może jakieś badanko?
Do you require...
I'm fine, thank...
Nie.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Na jakim jest poziomie?
Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Na 3.
Goodbye.
Zobaczymy tego gościa. Jeszcze jedna wskazówka, która ich łączy. Ewidentnie. Znaczy nic zrobiłem, tak? Ale tak, naszyjnik jest, on jest... Zyskuje zdrowie, on jest w porządku. Łos to jest chyba filarem, tak? Nie, filarem jest Hampton. Okej. Pogadam jeszcze z jego matką.
Good evening.
Of course. I can't remember the last time I had... What can I do?
No tu też wyskoczy.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me...
You mean Ruth?
But you're not.
Years may have passed.
Goodbye.
I tego Rufusa trzeba tutaj dobrze wypytać.
Just grow eyes in the back of that head, sir.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Rick.
Tego też potem zeżrę, przy okazji.
Do you need help?
No, thanks.
So long.
Rufus.
It's locked.
Hey, stop biting me. I'm not a piece of cheese.
Jest ten dom, tak? Ten gościa. Tutaj się schodzi, dobra. To jest ta makabra, tak? Że on tu zabiera tych
It's
ludzi.
locked, all right.
Ja morduję ludzi. Gościu. Kurową się dowieść. Drzwi zamknięte, nie?
I cannot enter.
Może to można wejść w jakiś inny sposób. Może odnieść z domu.
Good evening.
Of course.
Skoro go traktuje jak syna. Może jakieś klucze tu ma? Chyba nie. Niestety. Nic tu nie ma, będę musiał sobie coś rozwiązać. Żeby tutaj głębiej, że tak powiem, wejść w tę całą interakcję.
Get them weapons ready! We found one!
Nie zauważyłem, że nie ma kurczę tego wytrzymałości. No tyci, nie? Dlatego nie uciekałem. Myślałem, że to na luzaku zrobię. To już. Tak, zginąłem w jakiś dziwny sposób po prostu. Ale wilkołaki są zaskakujące. No dobra, spróbujemy sobie teraz może przeskoczyć. Spróbujemy wykonać wampirzy skok. No niestety nie bardzo się to udało. Chyba trzeba wykonać jakąś misję, żeby to ogarnąć wszystko. Tym Rufusem.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Niego pisałem o wszystko, wypytałem go. No nie wiem, kurczę. A, jego można zeżreć jednym słowem.
Goodbye, sir.
Też tego spróbuję. Wytropimy. No więc to całe doki właściwie są tutaj zamieszane w to wszystko. Po prostu wiecie, dłuższe są dłuższe te doki niż wcześniej zakładałem. O, tak to mogę określić.
This is despicable.
Dobrze, teraz idziemy, tak? Tak. Ale muzyczka. Ja chyba uciekałem, nie? Znaczy na pewno.
I have this thirst for blood.
To sobie tu leży, dobra. To są ci łowcy. Revenge jakoś, tak? Lecimy się dalej, zobaczymy. Mi się wydaje, że stąd uciekałem na początku gierki. Jest mrocznie, jest fajnie. Jesteśmy... O kurde. A no tak, tutaj byłem. I po nich. No i już. Po krzyku. To byłem na początku gierki. Jest ta miejscówka. tutaj mam szukać? A jak już jestem w tym. Będziemy szukali śladów.
It's locked.
No niestety zamknięta jest. Tu jest wyjście na zewnątrz. A to jest moja kryjówka. No dobra, ja na razie nie będę zwiększał poziomu, mam tylko 1500. To zwiększa jak zeżre wszystkich. Proszę bardzo.
Shit, that leech is fast!
Nie wypadł? Dobrze. Nie ładny zestaw tej gierki.
Best turn around if I was steady, boys. Got one of them here. I'll kill you. The vermin. Die, haste. Steady, boys. She's dead.
This is despicable.
Elegancko. Hajsy. Dużo ta dzielnica.
one's mine!
Kurde.
Oh my god! You! Get back in the grave! I hear you, kids. I'll send you to hell. I'll send you back in the fucking grave! He's dead! Want some of this?
No, dobra. Dobra, zabraliśmy to. Już do odlewni. Tam chyba byłem, mam wrażenie, jak to uciekałem wtedy. Idę sobie tędy. To wszystko widzę otwarte. O kurde.
Best run along home, sir. Not a safe place. Right now, sir. Cannot be defeated! I shall be die, vermin! Stop! Vampire!
Ja mi się chyba nie da wypić krwi. Dobra, to ich pozałatwiałem. To są jeszcze schody. Na pewno nie byłem. Masa hajsu, przyjemna dzielnica. Sporo punktów doświadczenia sobie też zbierzemy. Chociaż to jest mało za zabijanie, ale zawsze to coś, nie?
I'll take it.
Półka miała być. No podejść tutaj.
Snuff it, leech!
Wampir zawsze musi wyssawać tą krew. O. No już. Ale to zrobiliśmy za dymę. Znowu te książki takie. No dobra, zabraliśmy sobie. O. Okay. No są ładne rzeczy tu zebrałem. Godnego przeciwnika miałem. Nie możemy sobie spytać. Ale to wciąż nie jest to miejsce, którego szukam. Już byliśmy. Tak jest. Będzie trudniej. Dobra. Na chwilę tam pójdziemy, na resztę pochodzimy tyle tutaj. Chcę znaleźć to miejsce tych ruin, nie? Na koniec sobie taką, że tak powiem, kółko zrobię. O, tu uciekałem. Strzelali do mnie. Jest zablokowane. Może tędy się to przejść. Nie. Te kanały. Wszystko prowadzi mnie tam.
This place. Rain may have washed away the blood, but not the memory. My poor Mary.
No tak, to tutaj było. Tutaj zagryzł swoją siostrę. Buff Digby, kolejna wskazówka, bardzo dobrze.
This is my watch. Damn grave robbers.
Wow. Wow. Nie mogę tam wejść. Ale hardcore, nie? Morze trupów. Aczkolwiek to wciąż nie jest ta misja, o którą mi chodziło. Jest znajdźka? Nic kompletnie. Rozblokowałem je. Tutaj będą te ruiny. To jest kryjówka, tak jest. Nie, to jest... Zacząłem grę. Znaczy jeszcze nie tutaj, jeszcze dalej. To jest miejsce, w którym pamiętam się schowałem. Jako ten taki... początkowy wampirek. O właśnie. To jakby ojciec czy coś takiego.
Yes. The place has changed since the explosion, but it was definitely here. I should find some way to pay my respects. May all who suffered from this tragedy find or rest in peace.
Udało się. A tu byłem. Si. A teraz pójdziemy do kanału, zobaczymy co tu jest. Kolejne miejsce. Zwłok. Tu też zabijali? Nie, podobnie wygląda. Bardzo nawet. Wręcz kopiuj w klej. Trochę taki minusik dla twórców za to. A. Nie robi się tak, chyba że się robi grę z otwartym światem, tego naprawdę jest wiele. Co w niej identycznie wygląda jak z tamtej misji. Ale tu jeszcze jakieś były kanały. A nawet tędy można je odkryć. A tak, tędy sobie przejdziemy. To był moment, gdzie ja też uciekałem. Proszę bardzo. To jest kurde lekarz. Nikogo obecności na razie nie wyczuwam. Chociaż słychać jak się drą te potwory okrutne. A to są te tunele. To wszystko? OMG, masakra. No cóż, ale misja zaliczona. Sobie tędy przejdziemy, tędy nie szliśmy. A przynajmniej znalazłem swój zegarek. To jest jedyny plus całej tej zabawy. A tam byłem, tak? Tam nic nie było. Oczyściłem całą tą dzielnicę. To mnie rozczarowało.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Ale zaczyna brakować tak naprawdę takich miejsc mega grozy, do których tak naprawdę nie podlegają pod żadną misję. Albo mogą też stanowić jakąś tam misyjkę, nie? Ale wiecie, bo one stanowiły po prostu jakąś... Takie straszne miejsce, takie creepy, żeby nas wystraszyło. Tego brakuje teraz. Był tunel, nie? Tam spoko było. Ale niestety. Zresztą widok z tego mostu jest fajny. Londyn. No nie przeszukałem gościa, tak wiecie. Mignęło mi coś tutaj. Było 15 shillingów, to nie takie kurcze, wiecie, małe pieniądze. A, bo ja tu w ogóle nie wlazłem. No, też kolejne hajsy. No, ja przechodziłem przez ten most. Znaczy nie przechodziłem, tylko się przetransportowałem, tak? To było na początku gierki.
I have this thirst
Dlaczego
for
wyciągnął
blood.
miecz?
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Musiałeś to zacząć, niestety. Trzeba było trochę rozmaicić rozgrywkę. Tu jest ta dzielnica, tak. Tu jest nie wyjście. Tu jest też pudełeczko ogarnięte. Jak to wygląda na górze, jak wejdziemy? Będziemy przechodzić przez most, czy nie? Aha, tu jest kolejne takie zejście. I tak lądujemy w tym samym miejscu, okej. Jest ten olej.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What? Oh, you're at...
I found the location of the explosion, Mr. Delaney. I placed a flower for you where it happened, just as you asked.
Really? That's so kind. I never thought someone would... Wow.
Dawaj hajsy
Thank you,
jakieś.
Doctor.
It's nothing, really. And I'm sorry for your loss.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to park there that day. Stupid bastard. Why did he park there?
You're the man who hid that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
Kolego. To zeżremy, co? Za karę.
I want you to remember the bomb, Dyson. Tell me about it.
No, I don't want to remember it.
Już ma wyrzuty.
Why use a bomb? What were you trying to destroy?
The Dawson & Dawson ammunitions factory. A symbol of violence against the people. My group wanted to destroy it to send a message.
The victims. They were not the target.
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse. No car had ever parked there. They all died.
I sense your guilt, Dyson. Why is that? Did you not think violence was an acceptable political tool?
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No way.
I think I'm losing my mind. I should just run.
That bomb also killed you that day, don't you see? You just die a slower death, drink by drink.
I know. Maybe I deserve judgment. Until that day, I'll just be Dyson the drunk, not Dyson the murderer.
No i tyle.
Inebriation.
I already drink the...
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Mr. Delaney. Malutko tych punktów doświadczenia. No to oni są całkiem fajne kąski. Ten też.
So few clients. What would you ever
Are they
do?
stupid
No
or
one dares
something?
go outside.
I've never even been to India.
Okej. Teraz będziemy chyba robić kolejną misję. Okej, zrobimy sobie jeszcze tę misję. To skoki są fajne. To jest jego skrytka? Moderno chyba. Tak. Jest. Taki bajer. Tylko wystarczy, że mierzy, że go tam chcę. A, czyli tylko wskazówka o tym gościu. Myślałem o tym młodym. Niestety, o tamtym się dowiemy pewnie z czegoś innego. Dlaczego chcę żarżeć oczywiście, nie? O, proszę bardzo, jakie ładne rzeczy dostaliśmy. To mi się podoba. Jest jego żałka.
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
No raczej mu przyniosę te butelki, nie? Szybko doświadczenie rośnie na 2000. Już sobie wrócimy do tej dzielnicy. Skoki mi się mega podobają.
Wars, wars,
never really end.
What's coming to them.
Welcome back, Doctor.
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Prewen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
O, chcą go okłamywać.
Tell me about your arrest for attempted murder, Tom.
I tried to kill someone. I got arrested. I paid my debt and I have nothing to hide.
So you mean your customers know about your sordid past?
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open? I have nothing to hide and I don't judge. That's a relief for many round here.
Do you think prison changed you? Made you a better man?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I brought back is bad memories, scars, and an ugly tattoo of a blue turtle.
But do you feel cleansed of your sins?
All I know is that I'm at peace. I did what I did, but I wouldn't do it again. Does that make me a better man? I don't know.
Why not leave town and start a new life after you got out of jail?
I grew up in the East End. This is where my roots are. This is where I want to help others and die eventually.
Do you think the docks will always be a hive of scum and villainy?
As long as poverty and fear run the show, I don't see how it would change. Misery loves company, as they say.
Don't you feel threatened, staying in such a violent and criminal neighborhood?
I've made peace with my violent past, Dr. Reed. I may not be a pacifist, but I'm not angry anymore.
You attempted murder. Give me some details.
I was given an order to kill. I was an obedient gang member at the time, a proud wet boot boy.
Why did you join the gang?
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have any idea what it means to feel respected when the rest of the world shits on you?
So you were ordered to kill someone. What happened then?
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but I couldn't kill him. I just stood there pointing my gun. Someone saw me. I gave up.
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite and easy life of easy pickings. And then something happened.
You've had a sad, violent, and lonely life, with no joy to speak of. You realized that you were living with nothing but sadness.
No, not really. I had friends and happiness in my life. It was more about just being pleased for the guy.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her, for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Jeszcze mi czegoś brakuje.
Do you need any
I'm all right, Doctor.
A to jakieś wskazówki potrzebuję, okej.
Goodbye, Mr.
Że do niej podejdziemy jeszcze.
should have offered a drink to the boy. Be he cursed.
You still working at this?
He's just another. Sabrina, tell me about your...
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it, neither.
Does Tom?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Tell me, Sabrina, do you really believe Tom has renounced his life of crime?
He proves it to me every day he tells the truth. Tom Watts is a good man. One of the best.
And you don't think he might fall back into his sordid ways?
We can all do terrible things, Dr. Reed. And we never know what we're really capable of until it's too late.
Were you aware of Tom's past?
That's the first thing he told me when he offered me the job. He didn't want me hearing about his past from anyone else.
Did it surprise you to find out about it?
Not really. I was already aware of his reputation before I met him. That's why I came to the Turtle in the first place.
Most people would have run away because of that.
Not me. I thought a man like him could give me stability, you know? At least to some degree. And I wasn't mistaken.
Goodbye.
No cóż, za dużo też się nie dowiedziałem. Mam jeszcze jedną wskazówkę, której mi brakuje.
I should have offered a drink to the boy. Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
No w ogóle 3 jeszcze. Coś zrypałem. Zdarza niestety to mocno sporo. Okay. Wydaje mi się, że powinniśmy później sobie przeczesać tą jedną dzielnicę. No dobra. Na tym sobie zakończymy tą część dzisiaj, bo widzę, że dość sporo czasu mi to zajęło, aż 2 godzinki cały materiał. Dziękuję wam serdecznie. To był, z tego co kojarzę, to już 9. odcinek z gry Vampyr. Właśnie wzięliśmy się za Doki i w następnym odcinku również będziemy je plądrować, będziemy je sprawdzać, spróbujemy z kogoś w końcu wypić krew. Tylko muszę po prostu mieć pewność, że będą w odpowiedniej wysokości te punkty doświadczenia zająć. Także dzięki wam serdeczne i widzimy się następnym razem w grze Vampyr. Do zobaczenia.